Young people, welcome back. BMB in the house, bearded math brother. You know what's up. First thing, shout out to the sponsors. Appreciate y'all. Second, shout out to this textbook, McGraw Hill. Let's take a look. Guys, you know what I like to do? What is it they want you to learn? So then, now, why? Now, guys, they want you to use rate of change to solve problems. And of course, the second one, that's the one, guys. Find the slope of a line. We got a nice lesson today, guys, and you know how I like to do. Slope back. Students will be able to find slope given a line, and students will be able to use rate to solve problems. So basically, guys, concept, linear equations. Actually, you know what? Concept could be slope. And we're going to find slope. So finding slope. Let's get her started, guys. As you guys know, I like to start off with that handout up there. And once it's up, it's just about gone. You can see, though, it's a nice long one. And what I mean by long is it's got tons of problems to do. We're not going to do, maybe we'll do them all. We'll see. Sometimes the videos get a little long, but Chapter 3, lesson 3, skills practice, rate of change and slope. Find the slope of a line that passes through each pair of points. Guys, I gotta say, if you can count, you can do this lesson. So, slope is rate of change. Slope is indicated by the variable m, and slope is considered the change in y over, okay, you put the word in, change in y over the change in x. And that's where you get this term of rise over run. So the change in y over the change in x, which is going to get us to our formula. And you're going to see formulas so much going forward. If you haven't been overwhelmed by formulas yet, they're going to be the end all to begin all. So y2 minus y1 all divided by x2 minus x1. And you know, rise up and down, the y-axis. Run, left and right, the x-axis. So that's where we get this term rise over run. We're going to be using that formula all day today. But as you can see, just count. So guys, I'm literally going to pause. And the reason why, guys, is you see that 4. That 4 right there, that 4 tells me to rise. To get from one point to the other point, I need to move. How do I move? And when we talk about graphing using slope, you hear me say move, M, B, begin. And those are some of the ways that I make it easy for my kids to learn. So hopefully you can count. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So let's get it started again, because this is going to go kind of fast, but I'm going to make sure I explain. But you guys, I think you're going to have a great lesson. 1, 2. And so I can easily go ahead and write rise is 4. It went up, it's positive. Run is equal to 2, as I indicate. Rise over run. And I'm just using these multicolored, guys, just to make sure you really catch on. So 4 over 2 and 4 divided by 2, or more simply just 2. My slope is 2. Bam! All right, guys, so again, for number 2, I can count with my eyes, and I can count with my pen. 1, 2, 3. So I run 3. Now, do I rise or do I drop? I rise. So I'm going to go up 1. I'm done. Find the slope of the line that passes through each pair of points. I haven't used that formula yet. All I've done is count. So again, I need to know what is confusing, what's holding you back. But guys, you're going to knock this one out. So rise over run for this, 1/3. And write it in black and call it a day. Because we got it. Slope is equal to 1/3. Last one, guys, again. This is the first one where it looks like I'm going downhill. Now, what do I mean by downhill? There's the top of the line, right up by the 3, number 3, and it goes down. So my slope is negative. That 3, since I went down, should be what? Negative. Now, if I don't write it as a negative, it's incorrect. So even though I put 3, I know it's a negative 3 because I went down on the graph. Straightforward. That's it, y'all. I mean, that's the easiest way in which you can do those problems. But again, there's going to be something that confuses you. And when you find that confusion, let it go. Let it be that. Let it be something that confused you and something that you let go. You literally just let it go. Let the confusion go. You just count it. Count to get the answer. And let's get this next portion in there. And guys, it doesn't look like I can count anymore. The reason why I say I can't count, guys, is now they're giving me 2 points. With those 2 points, it's going to be very vital that I recognize the formula I'm going to use to find slope. y2 minus y1, all divided by x2 minus x1. Now, all day long, you see how many there are? We're plugging in. Parentheses, parentheses, parentheses. Or in other words, parentheses minus parentheses, all divided by parentheses minus parentheses. So that should stay up there for a while. And as I start number 4, the first thing I need to start to do is labeling those points. My first coordinate, xy. So that's why it's x1 and y1. The second coordinate is xy2, but it's x2, y2, meaning the second coordinate that's given to me. So as I plug in, I use those red and blue x and y's to keep my mind, my eyes on target. So this is where in class I'd say first parentheses, 6. Good, y2. What about the next one? You know, and basically filling it in. So I'm going to start with 6 and 3, my y2 and my x2. Then I'm going to go to my y1 and my x1. Just make sure they're plugged in correctly. That's all that matters. 6 minus 5. Good. And 3 minus 2. Good. And you got it. Your slope is equal to 1. Simplify. Make it look good. Move on. And when I say move on, number 6. Again, I'm doing the same process. So parentheses minus parentheses, all divided by a set of parentheses minus a set of parentheses. Every single time I do this until I have mastered it, I want to label x1, y1, x2, y2. And again, now plug on in. I recognize my y2 is 8. I also recognize that my x2 is 4. So 8 and 4. Now, what about your first coordinate? 6 and 4. All right. Plugging in, keeping it simple. If this is something that might raise an eyebrow, pull out a calculator. Because when you divide 2 by nothing, it says error. There is no slope, guys. There's a difference between no slope and zero slope. So this is the one where you have to put no slope because zero slope is a different type of line, different type of slope. Speeding it up a little bit here, guys. I think for number 8, I'm already messing up, so I shouldn't speed it up. Go ahead and put in the -5 for y2. Go ahead and put in the +5 for y1. And then for x2, -3. And for x1, +2. So again, labeling your points is good practice. Getting it right is better. Right? So make sure you label the points to get it right. And if you need anything else, get it. I'm not making a mistake. It doesn't equal 0. I have -5 plus a -5, which is actually getting -10. I'm going to guarantee out of 20 kids, a third of them, let's make it easy, a fourth of them, that'd be fine. We'll get that wrong. -3 plus -2 is -5, so I end up getting a slope of 2. Now I think I've got some room. M, this time for 10, 8, I'm sorry, 1 minus -8. And come on, man. I'm gonna use some colors here. I'm just gonna plot her in. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use some colors. Y2, slowing down. Y1, I got you. A little different order this time. And what I mean by different order is, you see this time, my rise, my y values are in red, and my run, my blue values, my x values are in blue. Doesn't really matter. I'm just picking colors to give you some graphics to make it easier to understand. 1 minus negative 8 becomes 1 plus 8. Negative 8 minus negative 5 becomes negative 8 plus 5. And I get 9 divided by negative 3, which is going to give me negative 3. Nice slope. All right, guys. I believe I want to keep going. There's quite a few of these. We did have our one curveball with no slope, having a 0 for our denominator. If you think about it, it means you're not running. You know what I mean by rise, right? Rise, then run. Well, there was no run. I just rose 2, and then I didn't run. Just stayed right there. So that's why no slope. It's straight up and down line. All right. Cleared that out, made some room, cleared out those labels because we're going to start a fresh new batch of finding slope given 2 points. Here we go. Number 12. If I can, and I know I can, I hope you can by now too. Let's go ahead and write the coordinate and label the coordinate. Get our second one in there. Looks like 18, 17, and label the coordinate. Now, of course, I need the formula for finding slope, which is y1. I'm sorry. It can be y1 minus y2 over x1 minus, it don't matter, just keep it in order. So, 17 minus 18, and 18 minus 17. And here we go. Looks like we can get a negative 1 over a positive 1. And I can put the 1, there we go. And that's it, guys. So the slope is negative 1. And again, there can be a mistake. There can be something that slows you down, messes you up, but I hope you're catching on, guys. Number 14, as I recognize, x1, y1 is the coordinate 10, 0. The second coordinate, x2, y2, would be negative 2 and 4. So, keeping with the routine, slope is equal to, looks like I'm going to choose 4 minus nothing, y2 minus y1, and then go ahead and divide all of that by negative 2. Excuse me, 0, new, negative 2. Thank you. Minus 10. There we go. So 4 minus nothing is going to give you 4. And negative 2 minus 10 is going to give you negative 12. And then you go, is that right? And you go, no, if you want 100%, because you need to simplify. All right, guys, looks like we've got 16. And at this point, you might have even stopped watching. 5, negative 9, 3, negative 2. I can label this as my x1, y1, and x2, y2. Knowing you could have an x3, y3, x4, y4, as many points as you have, as many labels as you need, right? So speeding her up, negative 2 minus 9. And it was like 3 minus negative. No, that's not right. Negative 2 minus 5. What are you doing? Negative 2 minus 9 and 3 minus 5. Simple enough. Negative 2 plus 9 divided by 3 minus 5, negative 2. There we go. Thank you. No need to make a simple mistake. It's just simple math. All right, guys. Looks like we made it to 16. There's so many of these, as you can already see, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We did 7 already. 18. We got to throw some decimals, maybe even a fraction, right? But the process is not changing. Hopefully, the process is all about you understanding how to find slope given 2 points. And that's a great learning objective. Students will be able to find slope given 2 points. That's what you did, guys. All right, guys. I didn't really talk through that one. Hope I did a good job. Didn't explain too much, but it's like another fraction. And we like to keep slope as a fraction because it is rise over run. So changing it to a improper, 2.5. No, just leave it 5 halves. I'm gonna go up 5 to right too. All right, guys, there is a whole other half. And again, in this portion seems as though we are going to be finding the value of one of the coordinates given the slope. Find the value of r, so the line that passes through each pair of points has a given slope. So I love these types, man. So number 20, I look at it as kind of a figure me out, right? What I mean by figure me out? Well, it means y1 minus y2 all divided by x1 minus x2. Or remember, you can swap them. If you heard me, you heard it, right? y2, which is 9. Can we get that in there? Yes, we can. Well, we're going to write it up there first, which is going to take more time, which I'm going to go, but we're already ready. So here we go. Y2, x1, y1, in the blue, x2, y2. Just like from the beginning, right? So in this case, r is x1, so I can plug in 9. I can plug in 5. I can plug in 3. But I can't plug in that last parenthesis. So this is where I go, don't make it hard. We're going to plug in r. And the reason why, guys, is that's what it is. But we got to solve for r here. We got to figure out what that value of r is. So, of course, 9 minus 3 don't make sense because it doesn't equal 2. 9 minus 3 actually equals 6. But we can reduce fractions, right? We can get equivalent fractions. So 5 minus what? And this is where that r comes in. 5 minus what is equal to that value that we're looking for? 3. We're looking for the value of 3. Because 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that's the original slope. So in my brain, I'm going, well, I know what 5 minus 2 is. It's 3. And we actually get our solution, guys. When I say solution, you're solving our solution for r. Now you see I'm indicating where 6 over 3 is the same as 2 over 1, and that's what I meant by it didn't make sense, but it made sense, and we're good. 22, let's see what it does, same thing. It's not complicated, but it can be a little, I guess, challenging if you're not picking it up. For 22, they give us 2 coordinate points. First coordinate point is r and 2, second coordinate point is 6 and 3, and we have a slope of 1/2. So I'm looking for a numerator, 2 numbers that when subtracted give me 1, and the denominator where 2 numbers subtracted give me 2. What are those numbers? Let's plug in. First, x1, y1, and of course, x2, y2, and even though they're both in blue, we're at the point now, multiple colors aren't needed. So 3 minus 2, and then of course, 6 minus r, and let's go ahead and get that in there, 6, come on, minus r. And the reason why I got a problem is because, just like before, what is r? What is r to get a value of 2? 6 minus what equals 2? Thank you very much. 4. So maybe that was a little fast. I hope it wasn't. We didn't have to have an equivalent fraction like in number 20, but we definitely got it in there and got it done. So 5 by 20, and let's go ahead and get our next one in. Things gonna be 24. And this one, guys, again, negative 5 minus 3. That's my 2 y's, y2 minus y1. Being careful, because negative 5 minus 3, make sure you get that, negative 8, right? But here I've got r minus 5, and our slope should be, and again, a little space, you see that space I left in there, right? If it's gonna equal 4 over 1, well, I might not get that right off the bat. Numerator, negative 8. Denominator, what do I need r to be so that I get something that equals 2? Now, why 2? You're gonna see here, watch. Dot, 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 dot. So again, negative 8 divided by 2. So the denominator needs to be divided by 2. So what number divided by 2 equals 1? 2. I love it. That's it. Of course, -2, because a negative divided by negative gives me a positive. So negative divided by negative is a positive. -4 divided by -1. Positive divided by positive. Positive. Negative divided by negative is a positive. But straightforward, guys, you recognize in this situation, your R has to be what? Be careful. Make sure you're getting it. What minus -5 is -2? Because if you said it was -2, then 3 minus 5 is -2. R is equal to 3. Now, the only thing that makes it more complicated, guys, is you're doing this in association with slope. But if I were to ask you what number minus 5 is -2, it ain't got nothing to do with slope. All right, that was 3 of them. I love this process, and I love it so much, I'm going to let you finish it. Go back, rewind, watch those last 3 again. They're really good because 21, 23, and 25 would have my video 30 minutes long. Guys, once again, thank you. Appreciate you coming out. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.